Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Sammy J Reacts, and I hope everybody that clicked on this video today is wearing their white pants. We're getting closer and closer to the official release date of Deadpool and Wolverine, and not only have we gotten a bunch of new TV spots and trailers, but Marvel Studios themselves have started screening the first 45 minutes of Deadpool and Wolverine to press. You got outlets like IGN and a bunch of various other sources saying that the movie is incredible, but with that, they've also been given the blessing to spoil everything that happens in these first 45 minutes, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you click away now. This is your spoiler warning. We are going to be going into full-depth spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine's first 45 minutes. For the most part, I think most fans know that Disney bought out 20th Century Fox, and that's why they're now allowed to have Deadpool, the X-Men, interacting with MCU characters. But if you didn't, apparently there's going to be an entire monologue that pokes fun at this merger between Disney and Fox. And knowing Deadpool is going to be hilarious. In an early scene, Deadpool is seen using the time travel oh my bad, that's the wrong watch. Deadpool uses Cable's time travel watch to travel back to 2018 Avengers campus. He knocks on the front door and asks if he can become an Avenger because he knows it'll make him a someone who Vanessa will be impressed with, since he and Vanessa have become estranged. Which is when we get our first big cameo in the movie, as Jon Favreau's Happy Hogan makes an appearance as the person answering the door at the Avengers campus. I could definitely see Deadpool making a joke about how they couldn't afford to actually get MCU actors' returns to make a cameo in the scene. But either way, Jon Favreau's Happy Hogan politely and respectfully denies Deadpool's request to join the Avengers. We find out that Wade has given up being Deadpool for a while, as he's now just a car salesman working alongside Peter. He's still got all of the same friends from the first two movies, but his relationship with Vanessa is torn and it's tearing him apart on the inside. And apparently Vanessa has a new boyfriend named Dermot who really likes hiking and Deadpool really hates. And when he's at his lowest, that's when fate strikes, as the TVA, Matthew Macfadyen's Mr. Paradox in particular, requests the services of Deadpool. It turns out that Deadpool's timeline is dying due to its quote-unquote anchor passing away, which causes the death of the timeline. The timeline dying could take up to 1,000 years, but Paradox has developed a machine called the Time Ripper that can mercy kill a timeline, and he's hoping to get promoted into a gold member status at the TVA by helping kill Deadpool's universe. Paradox offers Deadpool a chance to join the main timeline, the Sacred Timeline 616, and join other heroes like Thor, Captain America, all the other Avengers. We learn that the Fox X-Men universe is designated Earth 10,005, and the reason that universe is dying is because Logan from 2017's Logan passed away. He was the anchor of that universe, and with him gone, that universe is beginning to crumble. And while Deadpool is definitely flattered at first to join the main MCU 616, he's hesitant and reluctant to do so just because he knows that it's going to mean the death of his friends and Vanessa, his one true love. So he goes out on a different mission. Go find a Wolverine to replace in his universe. Which is when Deadpool decides, fine, I'll do it myself, and steal some TVA equipment and goes looking for a Wolverine that can save his timeline himself. And I kid you not, the very first place he goes to look for Logan is his burial site at the end of 2017's Logan. He's not convinced that Logan's actually dead because of his regenerative healing ability, but when he digs up the burial site, yes, he actually does that. All he sees is an adamantium skeleton and some flesh.
Logan takes place in 2029, totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan, not touching that.
Well, I guess that was a fucking lie. Paradox, obviously annoyed, sends a team of TVA agents to go retrieve Deadpool from this timeline because he's fucking shut up. But Deadpool's like, I'm not coming with you guys. So what does he do? He gets Wolverine's remains, his skeletons, and starts killing the TVA agents with Logan's bones. Apparently, it's a pretty badass action sequence that's supposed to be similar to opening credits, where it's choreographed to NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. I can't wait for that if that's true. Then we get a montage of Deadpool looking for the right Wolverine across multiple different universes. The first one he comes across is Patch, who's still played by Hugh Jackman. It was heavily rumored that Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe, a very popular Wolverine fan cast, could be playing Patch in this movie, but it's been confirmed that it's going to be Hugh Jackman. He's going to be wheeling and dealing, playing cards in the classic white suit, black bow tie, the classic Patch. Arg, matey. Please comment cringe down in the comments below, because I don't know what the hell I was doing with that. But yeah, he's this gambling alter ego of Wolverine that we've seen many times in the comics before, so it's cool to see Hugh Jackman play this version. We're also going to get a lore-accurate version of Wolverine, who's still going to be played by Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. It's going to be a 5'3" version of Wolverine, but CGI down as Hugh. I'm just crying laughing just thinking of what that's actually going to look like when I actually see it. A much more accurate version of Old Man Wolverine by Mark Miller, who's going to be much more grizzled, much more gray, wearing his hat, sitting on the porch looking just like Clint Eastwood, his inspiration for Old Man Logan himself. So I'm really curious to see how this one plays out. But we're also going to get a version of Wolverine crucified on the X, just like that cover of Uncanny X-Men. What? By Chris Claremont? That's going to go crazy. I can't believe they actually did that in X-Men 97, and now they're obviously going to do it with Wolverine himself, not Magneto. I can't wait to see this come to life. But we're going to get Wolverine in his classic brown and yellow costume about to fight the Hulk, just like his first appearance in that Hulk comic. Now, of course, it's probably going to cut away right when they're about to fight, but that's crazy. We're actually going to get this. I can't believe it. And then there's also one being described as like a 90s, 80s style rock star, slick back hair version of Wolverine. Now, I couldn't find anything like that on the internet, so I decided to go with a shirtless picture picture of Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, because, I mean, he's a rock star with his shirt off. Pause, no Diddy. I mean, if I can be really real with you, this looks just like me. But that's when we cut to this scene in the trailer where he finds an utterly wasted, I'm talking about super faded Wolverine in a bar, and decides that this is his version of Wolverine because he has his costume underneath, even though he's got whiskey claws. They get into a little bit of a back and forth, a little kerfluffle, if you will, until Deadpool ultimately brings him back to the TVA. But unfortunately for him, Paradox reveals that this Wolverine's a fucking loser. He let his entire universe down and is not a worthy replacement of the Wolverine that they lost in their timeline. And what does Paradox do? He's obviously still pissed and he still wants to prune your damn timeline, Deadpool. So he sends them to the Wasteland, which is what we see in the trailer of like the 20th Century Fox logo, all of these other fucking characters from the Fox universe. And that's essentially where the footage cuts off, but there are a little bit more details throughout this 35 minutes that I want to explain to you right now. Like when Deadpool is introducing the new MCU universe to this drunk version of Wolverine, he's saying, look, you're joining at a bit of a low point right now, which obviously pokes fun at the downfall of the MCU or the current state of the climate amongst the fans and critical receptions of the MCU, basically saying stuff like, like that is hilarious. Deadpool even makes a joke about how things have been miss after miss since this new multiverse stuff has started, even saying that, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's an entire town of Deadpool variants that we're going to meet. That's where we see Dogpool, we're going to see Lady Deadpool, Headpool, Kidpool, all the pools. So when Deadpool says, I think it's been miss after miss since the multiverse stuff started, one of the Deadpool variants says, I don't know, I think everything's been steadily great since Endgame, which is fucking hilarious. Some of the biggest worries with Marvel Studios' first ever R-rated motion picture under Disney is the fact that how R-rated were they really going to go? It's basically an exact rip of everything from the first two Deadpools. It's rated R, very bloody, very gory, very funny. So if you were worried that this wasn't going to live up to the first two Deadpools, I think you're okay. And don't forget, this is just the first 35 minutes of the movie. We haven't even seen anything else. Apparently everyone that was in attendance to watch the first 35 minutes got a look at a brand new trailer that would show everything that was going to happen in the next 2-3 acts of the movie, and what they're saying is, oh my goodness, you are not ready for what we're about to watch in Deadpool and Wolverine. There's so much more that they're hiding. This is all just in the first 35 minutes of what I just said, and what I just said is pretty damn crazy. Another big thing that was a major focus of these first 35 minutes is that it's actually very emotional, character driven, and story driven. So while there are going to be a whole lot of cameos, that's not the main focus of the movie, similar to Spider-Man No Way Home, where the cameos definitely played a big factor, but they weren't necessarily even cameos. They had very pivotal roles to the story. That's what's happening here. I mean, there are going to be funny poking, look at that, cameos in this movie, but they're not going to supersede anything that we want from the story, from the characters, from the emotional core of this movie. But yeah, that's everything that's going to be in the first 35 minutes of Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm super excited to watch the movie. I'm kind of pissed off that I read through it, but I was spoiled from it. So, I mean, you make your own decisions in life. So if you choose to watch this video and learn what all the spoilers are, I hope you can go into Deadpool and Wolverine still super excited. I know I still will be super excited because I still want to see it with my own two eyes and experience it with everyone else in the crowd. So Deadpool and Wolverine here can't come soon enough, but I can. Ha! Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. And as always, don't ever forget to like and follow for more.